Today we're just going to be having a look at 10 traits of successful traders. Now, as a mentor and trader, I've noticed a lot of common habits that traders get themselves into. Great traders, unfortunately, turn themselves into bad traders because they don't have a systematic approach to the market. They're constantly watching Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. They get taken in by all the hype, and then unfortunately they tarnish themselves, which could have been something great. Now, one of the biggest causes and failures is the fact that traders try to rush the process, wanting to get out of their jobs, please their spouses, impress their friends, or they just believe that trading is simple. Now, the truth is, trading is simple, but traders make it difficult. And as I've already stated, they don't have a systematic approach to the markets. They learn too many different strategies, or they're not having the right guidance. So I just want to share 10 tips with you all today, just to go away, hopefully apply it, and get your 2019 going in the right direction. Now, I'm not going to talk about the basic crap about buy and sell at resistance, or wait for a pin bar to form, or look for an exhaustion. That's all well and good. But if trading was as simple as that, then of course, everybody will be succeeding. So I'm going to talk about the patterns that I've noticed as a mentor, and talk about some of the things that I've had to deal with as a progressive trader over the past few years. So the first one we're going to look at today is realizing when you're wrong and accepting defeat. Now, what do successful traders do? Well, they know when they're wrong. And this is probably going to be one of the most powerful resources that you will have as a trader. If you think about trading, the only thing that you can actually control is your stop loss. You can't decide which direction the market should go. You can't decide how much you want to take up the market when you want to take from the market. The only thing that you can actually do is set your stop loss to decrease your losses. Now, I know that sounds simple, but this is probably one of the most biggest causes to people blowing their accounts, to not trading consistently, and then when making profits in the market, or should I say making pips or taking a winning trade, they only replace what they've already lost, which makes the process much more difficult. Because if you realize you're wrong and you accept defeat, then that will enable you to make profits in the market more consistently. Why? Because you're not continuously chasing losses. And when you can accept that concept and really get it in your brain, then things will start to change around in a major way. And once you start to move towards that process and start to accept, as I say, defeat, then that's when you'll start to see your account size building up, which will then enable you to increase your lot sizes gradually, and of course the rest of it. But one thing I do want to say to you guys, it is a process. You have to learn to go through that process, and you probably will see from my Instagram post that your risk to reward ratio and your stop loss is your armor to trading Forex. Okay, without that, there will be no success. I don't care how many trades you win, how good you are at trading. If one day, just like the example we've had this week, there's flash news and you are not managing your trades properly, trading your stops or setting your stop loss, then the market will whip you out. They will blow your accounts. And then guess what? You're back at square one. So one tip I have for realizing when you're wrong and accepting defeat is to set your stop loss. And when I mean set your stop loss, I mean set it, okay? If it's 10 pips, set it at 10 pips. If it's 15 pips, set it at 15 pips. Whatever you do, do not change it, because the process of losing, and then winning big will always go in your favor as long as you accept that your trade is going in the wrong direction. You don't allow the trade to run longer than necessary. And of course, you start to learn to maximize your profits. So try to apply that. Learn to know when you're wrong and try to really approach the market with a view not to make profits, but a view to protect your capital, and then the rest will follow. The second tip that I have, the second thing that I've noticed is not having the slightest clue why they've just entered a trade. Okay, successful traders have a plan, and I talk about this one a lot. Blindly going into a trade is only going to hinder your progress. Okay, as humans, we have something what we call fight or flight, and when we encounter a situation that triggers this, our body automatically kicks into this mode. So, as traders, if we continuously enter trades that makes no sense to us, whether these trades win or lose, we set ourselves up to fail. So for winning trades, it ingrains negativity because we won't feel fulfilled because there was no real reason why we entered the trade. And of course, as creatures of habit, we need to know why we're doing something, okay? Secondly, for losing trades, it would only add to our frustration because the need to win a trade is so big, okay? So what we need to do as traders is we need to understand why we've entered the trade. There is nothing more rewarding than finding confluences in the market, understanding the structure, why we've entered this trade, and how we're going to manage this trade, and that trade actually playing out. It's the most fulfilling thing you can do because this is not a competition, okay? We're not in the market to beat our next door neighbor or to take snapshots and put them on Instagram or make a video and put it on YouTube. We'll obviously have a reason why we've come into trading, okay? So the most important thing that you can do before you enter any trade is understand why. There is nothing worse than losing a trade, coming out of it, then looking back at your charts and saying, do you know what? If I wasn't in a rush to get into this trade, then more likely than not, I would have not entered it, okay? Try and sit on your hands, try and understand why. And one tip that I'll give you guys is make sure you have at least 3 confluences. If you don't find them and they don't line up, then just don't take the damn trade, okay? I have a saying, and I always say it to members in the community, if the trade is a trade or a maybe trade, then do not take it. You only want to take yes trades, okay? And your gut instinct will tell you whether you should trade that or not. If your gut says no, then you don't take it, okay? Because the worst thing that you want to do as a trader is have regrets. Because as I just stated before on the previous slide, as creatures of habit, if we start creating bad habits, then that's only going to lead to more disaster. And then that leads to more work and unraveling, and it just becomes long-winded, okay? Number 3, not realizing the value of being able to trade, okay? Successful traders appreciate the opportunity. And for me, this is probably the number 1 thing that I think everybody should be focusing on, okay? Many people come into trading for many different reasons, okay? Whether it be they're in a third world country and they want to get out, whether they obviously dislike their job, they want to work from home, they need more time, they have responsibilities that they need to take care of, or they just want a bit of extra money. The reasons are endless, okay? But one thing I will say to you guys, if you're coming into trading, and I know this sounds a bit cliche, but if you come into trading to make money, then get out, okay? Because you go to work to make money to pay your bills. We get that. We trade because ultimately we want to make money. But if you are solely focusing on the monetary factor, then you're going to make this journey 10 times harder for yourself, okay? You have to come into trading, and any business or any kind of plan that you have with regards to progressing and becoming successful, you need to have a real core reason as to why you're trading or why you're starting that business or why you're starting that journey, okay? Because that's the only thing that's going to drive you forward. The money will come, the success will come, but you have to find something that is so deep within your heart and is going to be the core reason as to why you're doing what you're doing. Appreciating trading is an amazing, amazing, amazing thing to do, okay? All you need is your phone, some internet, and MT4. You can trade anywhere in the world. That's the luxury of this. You become your own boss. Nobody's looking over your shoulders, okay? You have the opportunity to get out of your 9 to 5 with no overheads. It's unbelievable, guys, okay? It's unbelievable. So the tip that I have for you on this one is really ask yourself why. Is your why big enough? Because if it's for money, then stop trading. Buy a lottery ticket, because you're only going to make life harder for yourself. Okay? Number 4, changing mentors, strategies, plans, and approach. Now, what's the difference between those traders and successful traders? They're systematic, and that's as simple as it is. Okay? When you come into trading, you need a systematic approach. We've already gone through the hardship of having to learn trading, to study books, to buy courses, to join mentors, to choose a strategy, to find a plan that fits our lifestyle. We've done all the hard work. Now, what you need to do is filter things out, okay? If you think about trading now, most of you probably would say, I know how to trade. And that's the truth. We all know how to trade. But unfortunately, a lot of traders are too stubborn to do what they know. And that is the reason why many fail and why many great traders become very bad traders. Okay? What you guys need to do is take the information that you have learned. You need to extract what's important to you, what fits your personality, your characteristic, what fits with your day-to-day plans, and find a systematic approach and put a plan together. Okay? I know everybody says do a trading plan, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you can write something on a piece of paper. If you decide not to follow it, you won't follow it. You need to find a systematic approach that suits you. Forget what other people are doing, okay? Deep down within yourself, you know what works for you, what you're comfortable with, okay? It doesn't mean that you won't be any less successful than the next successful trader or mentor or whoever you idolize. It just means you're going to do it your own way, okay? And once you start valuing what you know and how you perceive things, then that's when things will change for you. And I make that a promise to you. Take a good look inside yourselves and say to yourself, what is working for me? Just because you only take 2 trades this week and somebody else on Instagram or wherever it may be took 20 trades, it doesn't mean you're any less better than them, okay? It just means that you both have a different approach. And you have to, again, from the previous slide, ask yourself why and what's important to you, okay? So my tip for you on this one is to fully commit to your plan for 90 days. I guarantee you that 90% of the people right here, right now, will not commit for longer than 2 weeks. Okay? So I challenge you to commit to your plan for 90 days. Take all the information you know, write 5 to 10 points on what you're going to do and do it. And the only thing this is going to do for you is stop you blowing your account. Because if you are managing, writing in your plan that you're going to manage risk, that you're going to take profits at 1 to 2, you're going to lock in at break even at 1 to 1, X, Y, and Z, then I promise you guys, you're going to start to see the ball rolling. And the only way to progress is to build the foundation first. And this is the only way to do it. So tip 4, fully commit to your plan for 90 days. I challenge you, okay? Challenge yourselves, actually. Forget me. Challenge yourselves. Number 5, trying to get in at the top and the bottom. Now, this one makes me laugh, okay? Because when I look at Instagram, the most beautiful for trading pictures are the ones where you see people getting at the top and at the bottom. But you have to really ask yourself, is this realistic? Who are we fooling? I don't get a reward from getting in at the top. I don't get a reward for getting in at the bottom. You have to ask yourself, what are you trading for? The reason you're trading is to, of course, make money, okay, ultimately. There's a process to making money, and you need to follow that process, not try to be right, okay? This is not about trying to be the best, and I got in at pin bar and I only had a 3-pip stop loss because I was in at the top. The truth is, okay, guys, when you do get in those trades, it's beautiful, but there's too many traders fixating on this, okay? And the only person that you need to impress, or the only person that you need to prove to, is yourself, okay? Forget what other people are doing. If you see that a trade is at resistance and it starts to reject, let the trade reject, okay? If price is bound to turn around, then it will. If it's bound to go down, then it will. There's nothing wrong with you taking a trade from a pullback or an exhaustion or even a retest at a double top. Stop trying to get in straight away, okay? This is where you're going to lose a lot of money. Let price tell you what it's doing, and once it's confirmed, then get in the trade, okay? Stop trying to wait for price to move into resistance and support and say, because it's support, I buy. Because it's resistance, I sell. That's all bullshit, okay? Yes, we know what support and resistance is there for, but wait for evidence, okay? And when you stop trying to be the best and work on the reason why you're trading, then again, this is going to add value to your foundation and only strengthen it so that you can improve and start to work on the finer things. If once you've done all the elementary things and you decide then to start entering at the tops and bottoms because you're starting to realize patterns and sequences, then so be it. But right now, during the process of growing and your early stages of your journey, forget trying to get in at the top and bottom. It's a waste of your time, okay? So tip number 5, stop trying to be the best, all right? Be the best you. Forget about everybody else. It's not a competition and you're not going to get a trophy. Number 6, they make trading difficult. The market does 3 things. So what do successful traders do? They have a clear bias. Now, this is probably the most simplest thing that we can understand as traders, okay? But unfortunately, traders make it more difficult than needs be. There's 3 directions to the market: up, down, and sideways. Now think about that. There's 3 directions: up, down, and sideways. Why do people throw on so many indicators? Bollinger Bands, all the rest of them. Why? What's the point? I mean, yes, they may work, but do we need to make things any more difficult than needs be? If you're looking at market structure and you can see the market structure is clearly down, why are you looking for buys? Again, it's not a competition who can get in on the reversal first. It's always nice if you can, but it's not a competition. The only thing that you're going to end up doing is jeopardizing your account size, possibly losing a lot of money or blowing your account because you've got too much pride and ego and you won't close a trade. If the market is moving up, make your bias it to buy. If the market is moving down, make your bias to sell. If the market is ranging, either wait for a breakout, or if you see clear evidence that price is rejecting at resistance or finding support at support, then you could buy or sell. But do not make it any more complicated. You should be able to wake up in the morning when you're charting and look at your charts from the higher time frames and say to yourself, this market structure is up, so today I would look for a buy. And I tell you, if you can practice this art, okay, of choosing your buys in the morning, there will be no deliberating throughout the day whilst looking for a trade. You will save yourself so much confusion and heartache. I don't care if price finds resistance and drops 100 pips. If I was looking for a buy, I was looking for a buy. because you don't want to go to your charts and say, this looks like a buy. Oh, now it looks like a sell. Now it looks like a buy. You're only confusing the process, okay? And once you confuse the process, then that's when you end up taking trades that unfortunately end up losing. You come out of it again, and then you look at the charts in the morning or later on that evening while it's playing around in your head, and you say, damn, I knew I should have just bought this trade. Or, sorry, should have waited for a buy, okay? So don't make it any more difficult than it needs to be, all right? The market does three things: up, down, and sideways. Pick your bias, okay, and stick to it. So that's tip number 6, pick a direction and stick to it. Again, very difficult to do, but if you can do it, it's gonna really, really, really help you. Number 7, too much pride, ego, and straight up stupid, okay? Now, what do successful traders do? They don't take it personal. You have to understand, okay, trading is not a battle. Trading is an opportunity to get out of our current situations and make a better life for ourselves. This doesn't mean we need to make hundreds of thousands of pounds or millions of pounds, because money is not relevant, okay? Money is relative to different people, okay? I'm sure if you all could swap your job salary to trade full time and get the same salary, you probably will do it, okay? Because most people come into trading because they want more time, they dislike their job, they want to have the opportunity to travel, many, many different reasons, okay? Now, once you start to realize, of course, the value, then you'll start to realize that trading is not a battle, okay? In trading, you need to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and you need to learn to accept when you're wrong. The market does not care about you, okay? The market is made up of opinions and different emotions, all wrapped into candles that move either up or down. And that's as simple as it is. So your duty is to try and look at your charts with a clear mind, okay? Let go of all the ego and just focus on the sole purpose, which is to protect your capital and to make money, okay? Follow your process in a systematic way, as we've just mentioned. Follow your plan and let go of this crap, okay? Let go of it. If you lose a trade, it does hurt, but you can't blame the market. If you see a trade you would have taken that went in your direction, but you didn't take it, you can't blame the market, okay? Stop battling with the market. Let it go, okay? Don't get angry. Try and control your emotions and try and look at the market with those 3 clear directions that I've mentioned, up, down, or sideways. Choose your bias and follow your plan, okay? If you guys can become robotic in what you're doing, then I'm telling you, you're going to eliminate the 2 sole things that really destroys traders, okay? Which is pride and ego. So the tip that I'll give for you today, number 7, is follow your gut feeling. Why? Because I'm sure a lot of you, before you enter a trade, will have that feeling of, should I? Should I not? Should I increase my lot size? Should I put my stop loss here? Do I take my reward at 1-to-1, 1-to-2? And going through that process of pressing buy or sell, that will all be running through your mind. If your gut says, no, this is not a trade, then do not take that trade, okay? Because as I said, majority of you here now know how to trade. So just do what you know you should be doing, okay? Do what you should know you should be doing. So number 8, they focus on the money and not the process. So what do successful traders do? Well, what's their focus? On minimizing their loss. Now, I know it doesn't make sense at first hand, but if you really think about this, okay, and I spoke about it to you at the start, the only thing we can control is our loss. If we take a trade based on past history, different patterns, different signals, we are expecting the market to potentially go in our direction. However, we have no control whether it does or not. The only thing we have control of is our stop loss and how much how much we decide to lose. Okay, so the most important thing for you to do and consistently do is make sure that you are staying in the game for as long as possible to give you that opportunity to get those winning trades. There is nothing worse than entering a trade, losing it, and not closing out your stop loss and then losing big. Because what's going to happen, you'll eat up 10%, 25%, 50% of your account on doing that consistently, not being disciplined and minimizing your losses. And then you get to, say, 25%, 50% of your account minus, and you continue trading and you get into an amazing trade. And because you've lost, half of your account, you hold the trade and you say, you know what, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, I don't care. By this time, you feel deflated. You leave the trade open for 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month. You go back to it, and guess what? It's the biggest trade you've taken of your life. And then you get back to the account balance that you originally started off with, and then what do? You go and lose it again. Okay? So the process of maximizing your profits is to minimize your losses as often as possible. Learn to love your losses, okay? Learn to love them. Because if you have a systematic approach, a proven strategy, and you are focused on your risk to reward, then eventually things will balance out. And as you become better as traders, then your obviously positive results will end up trumping your losses. And instead of chasing losses, you'll be maximizing your profits. And you really need to focus on this. As I said, your stop loss and risk to reward ratio is going to be your armor to the market. So cut your losses. If you take 3 or 4 losses in a row, it's beautiful. Because if you're doing the damn thing right, then when you do win, you're going to cover them, okay? So tip number 8, forget about lot sizes and money. Focus on the process, okay? Before you can make money, you need to have there needs to be a process. And that process is building your foundation and doing things properly. Money follows, okay? Money follows. Remember that. Number 9, not having a plan. Now, this is probably the most simplest thing, and we've touched on it. What do successful traders do? They stick to their rules, okay? Now, guys, as I said, you can have a trading plan. You can write things down. If you decide not to follow it, then you're not going to follow it. But you guys need to get disciplined. You need to stick to what you know, and you need to apply it, okay? You will never know where you need to work on if you don't do these things, okay? There's no room for progression when you're constantly doing things wrong. You need to be able to identify areas where you're lacking and where areas where you need improvement. And the only way to do that is to write a plan or to have a plan. I don't care whether you write it or not, and stick to it, okay? If you are to trade between London Open and London Close, trade between that time for the next 90 days. If your plan says that you'll not go above a 20 pip stop loss, then do not go above a 20 pip stop loss. If your plan says that you take 1 to 3 on every trade you take, and you'll either let the stop loss hit or take profit hit, then let it happen, okay? Do it consistently for 90 days and then review everything. I guarantee 90% of people here will not even print off or document their trades to even look back on them, okay? But this is your business, okay? How you act in the market, okay, is an identifying mark of who you are as a person. And I know that's a bit harsh, but it is a reflection of you. And when you feel shitty after you take a losing trade because you haven't followed your rules, then that's because you're shitty, okay? And again, I know it's harsh, I apologize, but that's the truth, okay? And it's something that I've had to deal with and many traders have to deal with. Stop making damn excuses and just do the damn thing right, okay? So write your trading plan. Go and write a trading plan. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be too detailed. Just write 5 to 10 points that you're going to follow and leave it at that. The final point, number 10, not having enough patience. What do successful traders do? They let their trades come to them. Okay? Now, this is probably the hardest thing to do because there's nothing more frustrating than sitting at your computer for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, staring at your screens, waiting for a trade to come. But one thing I want to point out to you guys is when you look at your charts, whether it be MT4, TradingView, or whatever platform you're using, in the evenings, over the weekends, when you're studying, and you look at key levels of resistance and support, you look at trend lines, you look at market structure where price is broken and retested, and you can see clear trading opportunities that you would have taken because it's part of your plan, then you need to ask yourself, why when I'm looking to the right side of my chart, do I not wait patiently enough for that to print in live trading? Let me rephrase that. When you look at your charts and you're going over them and you see trading opportunities you would have taken, it's clear. Okay, it's clear. And the reason why it's clear is because your trading plan says you buy support, sell resistance, you take continuation trades. It's clear, it's there, okay? But when it's live trading, it's not there. The reason why it's not there is because you're not patient enough to allow it to print, okay? Sometimes, guys, you might have a trade daily. You might have a trade 3 times a week, maybe 2 times a week. But the truth is, okay, first and foremost, the Forex market's a battlefield, and it certainly isn't ours, okay? The banks make money because of us, all right? Well, not solely because of us, but a lot to do with us, okay? And they're smarter, okay? They have inside information. They know where our stop losses are, majority of the time. They know where we're going to take buys and sells. They know what to look out for with regards to retail traders wanting to enter the market. So they manipulate it, okay? And then we end up losing money. So what you need to do is you need to try and be on their side, and that requires patience, okay? Banks have a lot of orders to fill, so they're only going to be taking trades from extreme key levels, okay? That doesn't mean the top of your chart and the bottom of your chart. It could be anywhere on the chart, but you guys have to wait for price to come, okay? So one tip that I'll give to you, okay, actually before the tip, before the tip that we have here, a second tip is to wait for price to be clear enough for you to say to yourself, this is going to be a potential perfect trade. If it's not clear and you're humming and hurrying, then do not take the trade, okay? Be patient enough. One thing that I want you all to go away with today is ask yourself, will you or will I have regrets in a year's time? Think about your journey from the start up till now. Look how far you've come. And now say to yourself, all I need to do is fine-tune this, tweak a few things, and then you can elevate your progress. Okay? This year is going to go super, super quick. Do not get to the middle of this year or to the end of this year and look back and say, I just wish I'd done things properly, because you're going to then have to go through the whole process again, and it is long. Okay? So I want to wish everybody a fantastic 2019. I hope these little tips helped you out a bit. I'll do this more often for you guys. But listen, it's as simple as this. Do what you know to do, okay? Do what you know and do it, okay? And that's as simple as it is. If there's something that's not going right, tweak it and then continue grinding. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch up soon. Take care.